In today's video, let's have a quick look at how Dent's been performing, and I would like to discuss about what's a network effect is and how network effect could play quite well for Dent Wireless Limited. And then we'll have a quick look on today's announcement regarding Tesla planning to accept cryptocurrency. So that's a big news we had today, and then that spiked the market by 15%. And then we will make a quick comparison against how XRP performed in early 2017 against how Dent is doing right now as we speak. And then we'll have a quick look at the Google trends for the keyword DENT coin on how it's been in the past 1 month. Yep, that's for the video for agenda for today, and with due respect we'll get into the video straight away. So if you look at the Dent's price, for the past 1 month, it's been quite stable, and the price was around 0.00258 around early January, and now the price has stood pretty high and has been consolidating around this range, around 0.004 range. So once it breaks out above 0.005, that's when we're going to see some spikes coming up. And the volume, if you look at the volume has been steady since last week, since 29th of January. The volume has been pretty going up, and seems like lots of renewed new interest coming along. And then if you look at the ETH scan, this is something I watch on the wallets. So at the start of the year there were roughly around 36,000 wallets, and now we are seeing pretty much huge surge and interest from new buyers. So that has gone up by close to 2,300 new wallets. So that's a pretty good sign, and you can see there's lots of buys coming and a lot of people moving it to cold wallets rather than keeping it in the exchange. They are moving it to their cold wallets, which is pretty good sign that we are seeing it in the spike of the number of token holders. Yep, now let's have a quick look at the historical price of XRP since 2016 December. So if you look at 2016 December, it was around 0.006, and then you can see the volume here. It was around 1 million mark, and then the price was consolidating around that range, 0.006 range, and it was you can see the volume are pretty low as well, like it's 272k, and then the volume picked up slightly in January, start of January, to a million range, and then it kept around a $1 million volume, and you can see, and then it went down right there. It's consolidating, and then even it dipped a lot on volume around early February 2017, and then even on mid-February the volume was pretty much around 230k, and then you have the same price didn't change much, you can see, even on February. And then we started seeing increased volumes from 28th of February, and it constantly kept around 1 to 2 million range. And then the first spike took off in the late of March, when we saw the first breakout, moving the volume well above 12 million and 4 million range. So that just took off the price, and it went all the way. The volume surged up, and it kept all the way up, and you can see the price went all the way to 10 cents in just a span of a couple of months. That's pretty much the charts looking pretty much identical to what XRP has been doing in terms of charting. So if you look at the chart for XRP between the range of 1st of January to September 2017, so the chart looks pretty much identical. Dent is right now over here, You can see it's pretty much around this range where it's trying to consolidate, or probably maybe here in this range where it's trying to consolidate where XRP did in 2017. So the reason I'm comparing Dent with XRP is I hear a lot of people saying it's a wrong comparison. It's like comparing an apple and an orange. But in terms of circulating supply and the type of interest that people have is pretty much identical. So what XRP does is it's for the banks. XRP has a technology called XRapid protocol, which is a private blockchain technology, and lots of banks were interested in that ledger technology that XRP produced, but XRP tokens they didn't accept. The token doesn't have any utility, so the token is just for raising funds for their ICO, and there is no utility to the token. The reason that it spiked during that time was the banks started getting in, and that's when the interest spiked up, or some other news might be. But the point I'm trying to make here is it's XRP is for banks and Dent is for telcos. It's pretty much a solution provider for different industry sector. That's how I differentiate. But in terms of unifying the platform, they both have a lot of identical patterns there, and in terms of interest as well. So the breakout could happen for Dent pretty quick, and particularly now it's in a clear bull run where you are seeing Tesla betting on Dent, and they are planning to accept cryptocurrency as a payment on their portal as well. So that's a big news, and that's a very positive news for Dent as well. The reason it's positive is now it's a clear bull run. That's definitive, and it's going to drive other tokens along with it. But the good thing is most of the tokens are already in the peak. So if you go to the top 100 tokens, all have peaked out a lot in the recent days. So considering that almost all the top 100 coins are more than 500 to 300% high, now Dent has a higher potential. Now if you look at Zilliqa, just for an example, just to see how it looks for the past 1 month. So past 1 month you can clearly see is just parabolic rise in just 1 month's time. So 1 month chart looks like pretty huge returns in terms of other coins. So other coins were bottomed out, and now it's just 300%, 400% high. So most of the coins have already overperformed in the top 100. So now the new money will go into cryptocurrencies which have quite a good working product and user base and have a proper revenue model as well. So Dent will probably be an ideal pick for most of the people in the next couple of months. The reason I'm saying is there is quite a lot of interest coming from lots of new investors, and they have a new version of Dent app coming in as well, and there's quite a lot of new things coming out. One of them is their Dent Giga Store for resellers. So that's another thing which is expected in next month. Let's pick Polkadot, and this is another one which spiked parabolic in the past 1 month. So past 1 month you can see that's like 144% return. It spiked all the way from $7 to $22. That's a lot of spike there. If you look at three months chart, that's like these coins have started spiking even 2 months ago. So the point I'm trying to make is almost all the tokens in the top 100 are all saturated. It's just stretched their limits. But the next bull run for Bitcoin is just lighting up, which they are predicting the next point will be 60k for a Bitcoin. So that's a pretty good sign now that Dent is on the sidelines to break out very soon, and the breakout is not too far from my opinion. The reason I'm saying is it's been undervalued for quite a long time now, and you can see clearly it's still 30% lower than the ICO price, which makes it less risky now at this point of time as we speak, because now people are going to look at tokens which have real value and still cheaper to buy. From that perspective, if you look at Dent, the value has been suppressed for more than 3 years now, and the supply is, most of them is already out. It's already 90 billion tokens in the supply, so which is also another thing which you have to look when compared with XRP. XRP still has another 50 billion tokens to be to come into the market in the next few years time. But when you compare that with Dent, is pretty much almost most of the tokens are out open in anyone to buy. So that's a pretty good risk when it comes to inflation. Inflation, if you take into consider the volume of coins, that new coins to come into to dilute the market, that fear is gone now. It's no more there, because it's already 90 billion tokens are already floating in the market. So that's another reason as well. And there's another reason for the spike as well. So if you look at ETH, people who bought Ethereum at $250, they have their ETHs still in their sidelines. So if you put, let's say right now Ethereum is around $1,650, so $1,650, which is like one Ethereum, is going to get you 4 million, close to 4 million DENT tokens. That is pretty good point for a lot of people, because they already have their Ethereum bought at lower price margins, and now lots of people are entering using their Dent ETH pair. So that's why we are seeing a lot of spike on the Dent ETH market pairs as well. And you can see the market sentiment is looking really good. So here you can see 76% of the people are feeling good about Dent right now as we speak. That's a very good market psychology that I would look at, and that trend is showing up and reflecting on the price and on the charts for the past 1 month, which we can clearly see. And even with regards to the volume as well, it's been pretty good since 30th of January. You can see this, it's been very steady. And I guess from the charts, looking at the charts, it looks like the spike out is not very too far. Particularly the market is pretty ripe and solid for that spike out. And if Dent did spike, what it could look in terms of market cap and CMC ranking, that is something I would theoretically roughly have a look in terms of how much return if I had to enter at this point of time. So you can see the market ranking is at 380, which is a bit different from the ranking that CoinStats uses. So anyway, it's about 300 ranking in the rank. So if it had to spike up for, let's say, 2x return, that would put the market cap from right now from 338 to 160 straight away. And if the breakout happens to be identical to that of XRP, which we saw here right now, so if the breakout happens to be like, Dent is pretty much like in this margin range where XRP was in early 2017. So once that breakout happens, then we are going to see pretty much the same spike pattern for Dent. So if for that to happen, we are going to see the next big catalyst could be their next version of the app release, which is a very huge release from my opinion. And the reason is the iOS app users have been kept deprived of lots of features compared to the Android users. So now they are catching up with the iOS platform app. So the next version of the iOS platform app, Apple version, is going to be quite rich with features, and they are opening up the platform for sharing of the mobile data directly from your mobile app, pretty much like sending a text message. So that is going to make sharing of mobile data frictionless and easy and seamless. So that could be the catalyst for what we could see as 2 to 3 times return on investments. So for Dent to get into top 100, all it needs to do is spike up by 7x. So that looks quite promising, because considering it's right now at sub pennies, around 4204. So let's check the current price as we see here. So that could be like 407. That's very low compared to other tokens, how other tokens are performing. So if you have to go for that, it's going to be like 2.2x return. This one is going to be not even 7x, it's 6.5 times return. So that breakout might happen once we hit the 005 range. This is quite likely to happen very soon. And another thing that I would like to watch an eye out is on this Asian exchange called WazirX. So their Dent is always been showing a pretty good interest, and volume has been very stable. You can see here the volume on the charts on the bottom here. So that's another key indicator I would look about the interest in terms of the Asian market as well, because this is the only exchange that Asians could buy Dent pretty much easily using their fiat currencies. So that's another uptrend I'm seeing in the Asian market for Dent. So that's a pretty good indication as well. And then if I look at the Google trends for Dent coin, it's been on a very good spike in the recent months, and the trend is continuing. And this is I'm looking at past 12-month trend. I could look at past 30 days or so. That will be interesting to see as well, because the past 30-day trend will see there was lots of spikes in the start of the year, then it's consolidating and changing. So if we look for a 90-day trend as well, so it's a lot of spikes and downs in terms of the interest for Dent coin on Google Trends. So that's another very good pattern I'm seeing for the Dent in wireless in the next 3 to 6 months time period. So there was another nice article about how network effect can come into play. So what is a network effect? A network effect is nothing but a user using the app and feeling comfortable in recommending to another user, and that chance is getting very high at the moment for Dent mobile app, because unlike other cryptocurrencies like Tron or Polkadot or ORN, or you can pick any coin, XRP, all are heavy tech savvy coins. They are heavily tech centered, and if you ask someone to explain it, they may not be able to explain how it works, but they will be comfortable to buy, but without knowing what it does and how it works out in and out. But whereas with Dent coin, it's pretty other way around. You can actually download the app as we speak right now and play around and feel how it works, and you can even buy something using your current fiat currencies, and you can recommend, share. So there's lots of avenues where individual user of the Dent mobile app will feel very comfortable in sharing the app and recommending the app to another user or their friends and family. So that is what we mean by a network effect. So here this article talks about how network effect is responsible for 70% of the value created by tech companies. So Dent, even though the price might be really in sub pennies, but the network effect can come into play very easily and spike it up, bringing another surge of lots of users in the community. So that's another key indicator I would have a look. And even it talks about how 70% of value in tech is driven by network effect. If you look at Twitter, for example, it has a restriction of 140 characters limit, but still people love to use Twitter, and it became very popular. The same with WhatsApp, and you can see lots of apps here where they have become a $1 billion market because of the network effect. So which we are underestimating what Dent could do, because the network effect for Dent could be parabolic compared to even XRP. So if XRP could do very high spike in early 27s, I think Dent is perfectly positioned as we speak now for the next big upsurge in the coming next bull run. So the next reason for the bull run could be this news for Tesla getting into cryptocurrency. So I would keep an eye on the chart as well. So I would still be cautious with Dent. The reason I'm saying is for the past 3 years, the price of Dent has been smashed really hard, and so a grain of caution would be good in case of Dent as well, because past 3 years it has been in consolidation for many years now. So that's why many people are seeing this as a huge, very good entry point for Dent, and because the upside is quite high chances compared to getting into other tokens. Most of the top 100 altcoins are already maxed out, and it doesn't make sense to make an entry into those coins where the return ROI, return on investment, is going to be really less compared to, and it's going to be too risky as well, because a lot of people will try to leverage the shorts will be high. So whereas compared to Dent, now it's still 33% lower than its Dent ICO price. The ICO price since 2017, it's 33% low. So a lot of people are now feeling it as a less risky one compared to other tokens which are out in the market. So that makes it very good entry point for Dent, particularly considering the volume and the price has been quite stable around this mark. And you can see, if I go for a monthly chart, 1 month chart, you can see pretty much, or a weekly chart maybe, or a daily chart. So that's where it was in November. So we may not see this support line anymore, I think so, because we are around this consolidation phase now. So once that settles around and spikes above this range, that we might see pretty much what happened to XRP in early 2017, where the spike out started slowly and steadily, along with a followed upward trend in the volume as well. So we might not be very far-fledged to see that uptrend very soon. So once that happens, I don't think so 0.1 cent per Dent token is not very far, and that would put the market cap well around 54th in CMC ranking terms. So let's watch out for the trend, and the number of token holders has been steadily being maintained. So that's a good indication where the market sentiment is. So the market sentiment for Dent has been pretty much bad for the past 3 years, but that trend is slightly changing, and that is being reflected right now in the price of Dent. So since 1 month, the price has spiked by 100% for Dent. So that's a good indication in terms of market sentiment. So in the past 3 years, the sentiment was pretty bad, and that's the reason we can easily see on the charts that the price has been smashed really hard. But that trend is slowly taking different shape. The reason might be that fundamentals of Dent Wireless has changed since last year. Since last year, their focus has been shifted from just being a mobile top-up company. So they initially started as a mobile top-up company, and now that the landscape is changing drastically, and now they are getting into eSIM space. Now they are a proper telco company. Dent is now available as an app and eSIM data provider in roughly around 80 countries at the moment. And so there is another reason that we are seeing spike is Dent is officially recognized and announced as a supported partner for Apple's eSIM providers. So that's a pretty good recognition. You can see it's the last updated was 5th of February 2021. So now Dent Wireless is an official partner of Apple's recognized eSIM service provider. That's quite a big push for Dent Wireless. So this is spiking up a very good positive sentiment towards the community and generally in the market space as well. So people who want to buy Dent eSIM right now as we speak are going to come in to have a look at and see what are the different providers for eSIM data. And there's a website here you can see. This gives a very good comparison of different providers for eSIM, and Dent is positioned very well compared to all the other providers as well. So that is also another reason for getting a good attraction and PR for Dent Wireless in the recent 1 month time. And this particular news that Apple has officially recognized Dent Wireless as a supported eSIM mobile provider is a very huge news, because now Dent Wireless is a worldwide telecom provider now. Just if you look at the top 10 or 5 telecom providers in the world, the revenue of the top 10 telecom providers is well over 1 trillion USD. And if you compare that with what the market cap of Dent Wireless, it's pretty low. So if some business is doing identical to what another company is doing, and still if the price is very low, then there is a huge room for upside. And clearly we can see the market cap, even if it has to go market cap has to go to, let's say, 1 billion for Dent, then that would put value the token at 1 cent per token. So that would be at close to a 25x return from my opinion. So which looks conservative in my opinion. The reason I'm saying is the mobile telecom space is quite huge. They make a huge return, and the huge return comes from selling of mobile data and other products associated with it. So Dent Wireless has multiple products, not just mobile data. So they have a top up, and then they sell voice minutes, and they have Dent Gigastore for retailers, and then they have a API portal which allows you to provision eSIMs as a service for businesses. So they have a B2B and B2C revenue channels. So it's not that they are just dependent only on the retail market for their selling of mobile data. So that's a pretty good new things coming up in the next few months time, and those all factors are adding up to the positive and up sentiment for Dent Wireless in general, which is working out very well in my opinion. So what I would look out is for in the next few months, couple of months, is to that the volume needs to keep high and the consolidation should happen, and then we are going to see a spike at probably I would say at this 0.005 mark. So we tried to go beyond 0.005 only once. So once that breakout happens, we might see a very huge upsurge in price, pretty much what XRP, identical to XRP, which happened in early Jan 2017. So let's watch out and see how it plays out for Dent in general. And the general sentiment is looking quite positive for an entry for a lot of people who have never heard about Dent. And considering the fact that it's still 33% below the ICO price, makes it very attractive for new people to get in and have a play around. I would strongly recommend new people to download the app and give it a try. Thank you. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Bye.